StudyMate is an initiative between the Department of Education, the H-Team and Soweto TV aimed at helping grade 10 to 12 learners pass their end-of-year exams. StudyMate Cram has all the core concepts for grades 10, 11 and 12 crammed into one easy-to-read study guide, accompanied by a super-sized summary chart and supporting DVDs of our expert teachers talking learners through the must-know concepts for each subject. For each of these subjects, the StudyMate Cram course introduces a concept at a grade 10 level, expands on it through grade 11, and finally summarizes what learners need to know in grade 12. This not only provides learners with an opportunity to learn the theory they need in their current grade, but also offers them the chance to see how each concept develops and progresses year on year. For grade 12 learners, Cram is additionally a great refresher course for their previous year's learning. Using StudyMate Cram takes the stress out of studying. Learners just need to follow these 3 simple steps. 1. Read a section in the study guide. 2. Watch the related section on the DVD. 3. Pause the DVD and practice what they have just learned by working through an example or one of our StudyMate practice exam papers to make sure that they have understood what has just been taught and to check that they are able to apply the knowledge in practice. Learners can go through this process as many times as they need to until they have fully grasped all the concepts for a subject and can apply them with confidence. The StudyMate grade 10, 11 and 12 exam booklets contain a mock exam with a full memorandum for each subject. In the supporting DVDs, our top teachers unpack and guide learners through each question in the practice exam, explaining the core concepts underpinning each question and providing insight into the knowledge and skills required to answer them correctly. By using the StudyMate practice exam series in conjunction with the StudyMate Cram course, grade 10, 11 and 12 learners will not only become acquainted with all the core content they need to know by the end of the year, but will also be able to practice applying the knowledge and skills they have acquired in an examination context. The expert advice they are given on how to approach a typical exam and how best to write it will enable them to gain the best possible marks. The StudyMate Cram course covers the required FET curriculum for the following 11 subjects. Mathematics.
You really do need to look at this carefully. It's when you have to factorize or solve for x and you have a trinomial that doesn't work. Have a look here. 5 plus the square root of 33 over 2. And what do we call square root of 33? It's irrational. What is 5 plus root 33 over 2? Is 5,37. So this is a very, very important principle that you need to be aware of. Okay, the quadratic formula, and they always ask you one in grade 11 and 12.
Mathematical literacy.
If that is 14%, what is the price of the chocolate excluding VAT? Now, we cannot simply just work out 14% of 17 Rand 10, which is where most learners make the mistake, because it's not 14% on that price, it's 14% on another price which we don't know.
Physical sciences.
Let's just have a look and do a lovely little sum. If we take a molecule like that, and I'm just giving you the balanced equation, then we get this. Now, this is very typical of a hydrocarbon, hydrogen and carbon. It's a molecule of a fairly flammable gas, marsh gas, called methane.
Life sciences.
This type of cell is a representative of bacteria today. However, as cells evolved, we saw that membrane-bound structures developed. For example, mitochondria and chloroplasts. And also, the genetic material was now found inside a membrane and now became a nucleus.
Accounting.
Just one reminder there with regards to the balance sheet, all the notes is examinable. So it's important that once again, you do know that if we talk about receivables, payables, what is the content of those notes? And it becomes a problem if you don't know that. And that's why when we spoke about adjustments in the beginning, the accrued income received in advance, we've highlighted and we pointed out every time, is it a receivable or is it a payable?
Economics.
If the percentage change in input is greater than the percentage change in output, the average cost will increase. This is known as diseconomies of scale. It's therefore very important for a business to be aware of exactly what the costs are involved in the production process, so they can determine the selling price and they can determine whether it's still worth their while to be in that specific business.
Business studies.
Okay, so that will be the money that he has available. All right, so very important that you do your calculations and then you show the process itself, because you could be allocated part marks, if you don't get the final answer correct, but then the marker can see that you did work out a few questions, so part marks could be allocated for that.
English home language.
English has 3 verb moods. Let's take a look at what these do and what they are. The indicative is used to state a fact or ask a question that has a factual answer. The imperative is used to give a command or order. Leave now. The third mood is the subjunctive, and we use the subjunctive to express something that is doubtful or to express a wish.
English first additional language.
You want to be able to write good instructions that allow people to follow them easily. If you're going to do this, you need to follow the following ideas. Make sure that they are logical, that there are step-by-step points, that are brief and exact. Remember, your reader has to know exactly what they have to do.
Afrikaans hairstyle.
Ek wil net nog hierna verwys dat hierdie ouetjies miskien probleme kan veroorsaak, beide en of, sowel as hulle neem nog vir ontkenningsvorm en ons plaas nie nog 'n nie aan die einde van die sin nie.
En Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal.
Ons kom nou by die voornaamwoorde, die persoonlike voornaamwoorde, the personal pronouns. And I understand that for some of you this is really old news and you know all of this. But for others, you may have been battling with this and you really need me to explain that to you also in English, so that you know the right word for the personal pronouns.
Buy your DVDs and study guides now.
You really helped me a lot with maths. I passed it with flying colours thanks to StudyMate. Keep up the good work.
It reverses everything I learned from school.
It'll do you wonders. Phone 011 482 4053 or email us at info@studymate.co.za.
Exam woza ngizokushaya.